Stuck.
What's going on?
It's just, I click the start recording and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning. Here we go. Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of The Professor's Picks, alongside the professor himself, Ken Golden, who's been waiting patiently for the record button here on StreamYard to start working. It was just doing this for like about 35 seconds. I was like, are we ready?
Time is money.
Time is, because Ken's got to get back to listening to Kiss and shipping out CDs. So
that's right. Absolutely.
How you doing today?
Good. I went to a show last night at the worst venue. If there's anybody from the Philadelphia area, I went to Underground Arts. I got invited to a show.
You hate that place, right?
Yeah, I can't tell you how many bands that I'm interested in seeing play there. I just won't go. Elder played there. I think King Buffalo played there. I just won't go. It's just horrible. I got on the guest list for this new band, Chris Forsyth, Philly guitar player. It's two guitarists and a percussionist. And they're opening for Tiarawen, like a band from like North Africa, I think they're from. I know nothing about them. The place was packed. There's like 1,000 people in there and very popular. There's no sight lines in this club. It's literally, it's a concrete bunker in the basement of an old loft building in Philly. And the sound is horrible. They have these huge concrete pillars like everywhere, so they screw up the sight lines. And the stage was like 3 feet off the floor, so you can't see. You can't see
no matter where you are, right?
And these guys are playing sitting down. Literally, I'm not kidding, Pete. They had on these concrete pillars, they had monitors, like vertical monitors. I'm watching the band, which are like maybe 30 feet in front of me. I'm actually watching them on TV, on a television. I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
For that, you could have stayed home, right? And just
I could have. Yeah, it's just I'm just not going back there. I just won't go back. It's just.
I think we all have these venues that we don't really like too much, but they book lots of good bands, and you're always like kind of like, oh, I really want to see this band, but do I really want to go there?
I was there a few months ago. I saw Caligula's Horse. I walked out. I went to hear Jim Gray sing, and I know Jim from Arcane. I wanted to meet him, and I couldn't hear a word he was saying, and it was so loud. It was just, it's just a brutal place. So if anybody from the Philly area, chime in on the comments. Tell me that I'm wrong or tell me that I'm right. I don't think I'm wrong on this one. And what's really a shame is Philly has some nice venues. There's one called Union Transfer, which is beautiful. It's a phenomenal place. Great sight lines, holds a lot of people. Fantastic sound. I've seen a number of shows there, and why this band couldn't have done it, why they weren't booked there, I don't know. Yeah.
What are you going to do? The politics of concert booking, right?
Yeah, I have a feeling Philly is probably just as bad as anywhere else. So we have venues, just this wasn't the right one.
Oh well.
But I'm ready for you this week.
All right, cool. Let me get your stuff on the stage. Here we go.
All right, we'll get the one pre-order out of the way. King Crow. A band that I was associated with for a number of releases. They've moved over to Season of Mist. They have a new album coming out called Hopium. Hopium. It's out August 23rd. It's coming out on CD and black vinyl from like what I've been told. So they started out as a straight prog metal band. But over the years, they've moved more and more towards the prog rock side. More atmosphere. It's a little more Steven Wilson, Porcupine Tree, Pineapple Thief-ish, if you will. And, I think they started putting some videos out. August 23rd. Looking forward to it. Very good band. All right. For the regular CDs, the regular inventory. Got a bunch of metal. Let's see. All right. Starting off alphabetically, Category 7. Are you hip to this one? This is right. Oh man, this is like Pete Pardo wheelhouse. This is a thrash supergroup. You got John Bush from Armored Saint.
Oh yeah, those guys. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard the one song. Yeah.
Okay, so it's John Bush. Got Mike Orlando, who played with Mike Portnoy in Adrenaline Mob. Phil DeMel from Machine Head, and Jason Bittner from Shadows Fall. And Jason Bittner, he's a bit of a monster. So, yeah. So that is out on Metal Blade, I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Cats in Space. It's called Fire in the Night Live. It's a double CD, British band that, yeah, you just got it. And you give it a listen? I listened to it this morning.
No, I haven't. I got so much to listen to. I'm struggling trying to find time to play all the stuff I need to listen to.
So, I'm
sure it's fantastic.
There's no reason for me to like this band, but they're really good. It's just, the thing is that it's such high quality. They do it so well that they just really impress me. To me, it's like the Sweet meets Queen. I hear that, it's like sort of pop, AOR, really well executed, fantastic harmonies, really great vocal harmonies. If you're into like that, to me, I call this AOR. And if you're into that sound, like if you like Queen, I think you'd like it.
Queen, Styx,
yeah,
City Boy, 10cc,
all that,
Foreigner. Yeah, it's just good early 80s like classic rock.
Yeah, like I said, you remember the Sweet, like Love Is Like Oxygen, it's that kind of a thing, And like I said, it's not what I normally listen to, but really, really well executed. It just, they overwhelm you with, how polished they are. And it's a live out, double CD. It's long. There's a lot of material here. So anyway, next thing, in a completely opposite direction, Dom, Edge of Time. This has been reissued before. This is on the Somar label, which is part of Guerson. This is one of the rarest German prog psych krautrock albums. If you like things like early Pink Floyd, not like Syd Barrett so much, but like Saucer Full of Secrets, like the long, spacey instrumental stuff. Stuff like Yatha Sidra, which was a band that I had reissued years ago from the Brain label. It's not really like a prog album. It's a psych album. It's like, maybe even if you wanted to call it like early space rock. Just 4 long tracks to the original album, but they give you some bonus tracks, which I think were demos, some original demos that were never released. It's really one of the great ones, and I've never seen an original copy of it. I've seen a lot in my life. I've never seen an original Dom Edge of Time. So real good. Next one, another one, again, moving back over, a lot of metal this week. New one from The Eternal, Skinwalker. I actually just finished listening to this. Also really good. Australian Gothic doom metal. Very atmospheric, kind of a lot of space, slow moving, all male vocals, very good, clean vocals with some, death growls in there, some death vocals. One of the guys, Tommy Jotson from Amorphous, guests on here. Very good stuff. Maybe compare it in a way to like Typo Negative,
okay,
which is not really my wheelhouse, but I do like this, and this is their second album, I believe. Did very well with their first. I don't have a lot of these. This is on that Reigning Phoenix music label that used to be called Atomic Fire.
Yeah.
And I don't think they shipped enough of these into the U.S. I placed an order, and then I said, you know what? We're going to do Pete's show, and maybe I should get some more. And I go back to order more. They had 1 copy left in stock. So hopefully it'll be on the website when the video airs. Next thing we got, Imperia, Dark Paradise. Helena Iron Michelson. She started out in Trail of Tears. she's been around for well, for a number of years with this band, and it's kind of that straight up, you know, symphonic gothic metal, you know, along the lines of like an Epica, something like that. And you know, she's a very good singer, and maybe had a little too much work done, but you know, she used to be a stunning woman. But you know, I don't know. Oh, I guess you could say the same thing about me. What can I tell you? All right. This next one, definitely a Pete Pardo thing. Kin Ping Mei, numbers 2 and 3. You know Kin Ping Mei? Ping Mei. They were a German hard rock band. This is again courtesy of Made in Germany, who are doing all these.
Oh yeah, they got stuff.
And this is a band that was overlooked. They were signed to Polydor, and the first album, frankly, is the best. But 2 and 3 are still pretty good. Hard rock, you know, sort of along the lines of, let's say, like a Lucifer's Friend, something like that. Not too dissimilar. So they crammed 2 albums on 2 CDs, and with that real ugly pig on the cover or whatever it is. So, the first album is like the classic. They were around for quite a while, and then they got kind of generic. But 2 and 3 are pretty good. I think you would probably like them.
Yeah, it sounds like something I'd totally be into.
Yeah. All right. The next one is the one that I'm going to make everybody sick of. Orison Space Collective. Where's my copy? So, I don't know what the hell I did with it. But anyway, this is our new release, double CD. Yeah, there you go. And Orison Space Collective is led by Dr. Space, keyboard player, real name Scott Heller, American, who moved to Portugal. And Scott puts together this Orison Space Collective. It's kind of like a revolving cast of characters. And over the years, there's been all kinds of people in here. In fact, I picked up an old album that had Klaus Bowling from Secret Oyster playing guitar. So Klaus, unfortunately, is not on this, but there's a pretty impressive lineup. You got Matthias Olsson, who we know from Schlegard.
Yep.
Jonathan Segel from Camper Van Beethoven. He's playing guitar. Martin Weaver from The Dark and Wicked Lady. Great guitar player. He's on here. Luis Samoas from Saturnia, the good psych band. Hasse Hardmo from Tangle Edge playing bass. Gentlemen, I don't know. KG Esman, he's playing sitar. There's plenty of sitar on this album, your favorite instrument. And he's also playing Mellotron. Larry Lush on Fender Rhodes Mellotron. And Dr. Space, Scott, he's playing Hammond organ, Mellotron, and all analog synthesizers. It's killer space rock. It's long jams. There's like, I think one of the tracks we have on there is like 30 minutes long or so.
37:54.
We didn't put that on the album. That was like the vinyl. I mean, it's on the CD, of course.
On the CD, yeah.
But yeah, the vinyl. Yeah, I'll get to the vinyl in a bit. But we did 2 versions on vinyl. And we had to cut some tracks out to make it fit onto the double.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, and I'll go into this in my review of it next week. But Skinwalkers 2531, Eno's Donut 1757, Oregon Unicorn is 2236, and if you like sitar, it's endless sitar in that one. Yeah. Red Panda and Rhodes 351. That's like the only short song.
That's the single.
Yeah. And then disc 2, David Graham's Wormhole Ride is 1737, Kraut Toe Trip 2223, and Omnia Magnifico 3754. So there's a lot of music.
A lot of music. I don't necessarily recommend doing it all in one sitting, but no, you know, hey, that's okay. You know, just it's there for you. You know, and you know, dip your toe in the water, and if I should say this with authority, but I think the sitar is really just on the title track, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it on the title track. I think that's.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, but that's where it's mostly.
I think it's one of those albums. It's a lot of music. I think it's one of those albums. If you like this sound, you like what they do, you're into psychedelic, space rock. It's just an album you'll just keep going back to, and you'll just keep finding things. So, anyway, Pete, I'll leave it to you. The check is in the mail. I'll wait for your review. All right, the next thing we got, Powerwolf, Wake Up the Wicked.
There you go.
So, Powerwolf, my understanding is Powerwolf is like the big thing now in the power metal world.
Oh yeah.
So German power metal, they go for that big, epic, bombastic sound. You know, bands like kind of like Sabaton, I would say. But the music actually has like a lot of hooks to it. So there are two versions. There's the standard CD and the 2 CD media book. The 2 CD media book has a second disc, which has Live in New York on it. And gee, I don't know how I missed that gig. And we're out of the media book. We sold out of it immediately, but I have more on the way. It may be on the website by the time this airs. If not, on Monday. So, are you a fan? Is it your?
You know, so many people I know who love power metal love these guys.
Yeah.
I've tried. I don't dislike them, but they just haven't really clicked with me. I don't know whether it's just a me thing or I just need to keep trying. I don't know. I mean, I'll give the new one a chance. I mean, I give everything a chance for the most part.
Yeah. So they're on Napalm.
I should really like them, right? So I don't know what the problem has been with me so far, but
yeah, I mean, as I said, you know, like I said, not my thing, but
I'm very picky with power metal. When it comes to power metal, I'm
Yeah.
very picky about the bands that I like. So, admittedly, right? So it's more a me thing, I think, than anything else, because people love these guys.
Yeah, and as I said, my understanding, based on what everybody's told me, is these guys, they're kind of like the rising star. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. And
Yeah, Powerwolf and Sabaton are both like the most popular bands in this style of music, for sure.
yeah, I think I saw Sabaton. We've seen Sabaton. So
Yeah, they just opened for Priest recently.
yeah, I guess that's a great boost for them, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, all right. So as I said, we have the regular CD in stock as we're recording this, and the 2 CD media book gone, but not for long. So just if you don't see it, be patient. It'll be back come Monday. Next thing, I love this band, Within Temptation. I've loved this band forever. I love Sharon Denendale, love her voice. Just totally great bands. One of the, and for me, they were kind of while they weren't the first of those female-led gothic metal bands, they were the best. And the way I described Mother Earth, which was one of their early albums, great albums, I remember describing it in one of my catalogs as like a metal version of Renaissance. Sharon's a great singer, and there's just great. All the songs are like anthems, and it's great shit. So they've gotten bigger and bigger. Their last album I thought was excellent. Before that, they kind of lost their way, and they put out a couple of stinkers, or I thought were stinkers, but really phenomenal live band. They've gotten so big that their shows are just absolutely massive affairs. They're almost like circus acts performing with them. So this is a live set, Worlds Collide tour, live in Amsterdam. I think it was recorded 2022, and I know this was done. Their tour, they co-headlined with Evanescence, and I know Amy Lee guests on I think one of the tracks on here. But you got a nice mix. You got the newer stuff and a nice sprinkling of the classics, like just stuff like Ice Queen. We have a CD and we have a Blu-ray. And, I don't know if that's your thing, Pete. I dig this.
I have a good chunk of their older stuff. They never really click with me. I don't dislike them, but to me, I can give or take them.
Well, and I got involved with Delane, which was kind of like the offshoot, and I had a pretty good run with Delane for a while. So yeah, I like these guys, and I was really pleased because the last studio album I thought was like a great return to form for them. Got heavier, and they stopped, bringing in like the rappers and stuff. And, they went back to like a straight ahead, metal sound with her up front. Anyway, and she's aged very well.
A beautiful woman, yeah.
She's beautiful. Okay, next thing we have. That's the Blu-ray. I think. Yeah. All right, Yang. This is on Cuneiform. Steve Feigenbaum's latest release. Yang is Frederick Lepay, originally in the band Shylock, that made 2 great albums in the 70s. This is a bit different because they've added vocals. Frederick Lepay is very, very influenced by Robert Fripp. And you will hear King Crimson in this band's DNA, but it won't sound like King Crimson.
Right.
It's not like it's not like they're knocking off King Crimson at all. But if you listen to what Frederick's doing, you could tell that he's a big fan of Robert's. And I think he's been kind of, very vocal about it. Also, Carla Kihlstedt from Sleepytime Gorilla Museum. She guests on vocals on 1 track. So that's it for like the new stuff. I wanted to point out some restocks we got in. We got back the Al Di Meola 24. That had sold out like immediately. Jethro Tull, these deluxe sets. We hadn't had these for a while. They weren't available, but these are available again. We got Aqualung. I got Minstrel in the Gallery. I've got This Was. We got Songs from the Wood. Oh, I want that white border there. And I know there are some others that are being done. And when they're made available to us, we'll bring them in as well.
Yeah, I know for a lot of folks, Songs from the Wood and Minstrel in the Gallery were, out of print for a long time and really hard to get if you didn't get them immediately. I know I tracked those down for ages, but it's nice that they made these available again at normal prices. So
yeah,
to jump on these if you don't already have them.
Yeah, and they started selling already. So let's see. One other restock here, the Mark Lettieri from Snarky Puppy, Eric's Dream Date, and we got that back in stock. All right, on to vinyl. Dom, Edge of Time, as I mentioned before, great psychedelic. Orison Space Collective, we did it as a double black vinyl and a very limited double bone-colored vinyl, and that's a pretty shitty rendition of what bone-colored vinyl looks like. It really looks like that sort of pinkish hue that's in the cover. It's a pretty nice match to the cover. It's pretty cool. We only made 200 of those, so those seem to be selling well. And Psychotic Waltz, the God-Shaped Void, on 2LP Vortex Purple. And what's kind of odd is that what's happening is that some of these Inside Out releases, they're going out of print on vinyl, and other labels are picking them up for release. So this is coming out from the Netherlands, and I think it's Construction Records, and which is part of Suburban. And yeah, there's a number of these things. John Electric P is doing Beardfish Mammoth. So Inside Out is licensing out these titles. So I think you'll start to see more and more of that. So I know Spark did a couple of the Caligula's Horse titles we have. So yeah. So God-Shaped Void, the reunion album from Psychotic Waltz, phenomenal album. That's available again on Vortex Purple One.
Really good album, actually. Great comeback album for them.
Yeah, fits right in the catalog. So yeah, and the Psychotic Waltz CD reissues is still selling very, very well.
Yeah, folks can expect a review from me of the 2 new ones, Into the Everflow and Mosquito, next week and the week after. So
yeah. I mean, there's a classic prog metal, and each one of those albums I always felt was just a little different. So yeah, great stuff. But that's what I got next week. I'm gonna give one tease. We had a shipment come in from Poland, but only half of it has arrived. So I am holding next week. Circus. Okay. So I'm holding these out for next week because only part of the shipment showed up, and I want to flood the website next week with all kinds of cool shit. So I have 3 reissues from Circus. Circus is a great Swiss prog band from the 70s, and for reasons unknown, they've never been on CD, at least in Europe. I think they may have come out in Japan about a year or so ago. And Polish label GAD, which is beautiful work. This is on the Chicka-Disc sub-label. They've reissued the first album, the third album, Fearless, Tearless, and Even Less. And then they put out a CD of unreleased live tracks, kind of unusual. And then their other album, Moving On, I understand is coming out in the next few months. So that will be part of next week's haul, if you will. There's all kinds of other cool stuff coming. There's an Association PC live album, unreleased live album, a lot of SPB stuff, a lot of live SPB stuff. Anyway, that's next week, but I figure I'll just tease everybody with it. Cool.
There you go. So more to come next week, part 2. No, part 2. This is like part 50, right? But
yeah, something like
that. So as always, all these titles shown today will be pinned in the comments section at the top. So if you want to copy and paste, so when you go over to lasercd.com, just look for that down below. It'll be there. And we'll see you next week here on the Professor's Picks. We've got, what do we got coming up here on the channel? We've got tomorrow is the UK Connection. Simon, Stephen, and myself will be talking about our favorite and least favorite albums from Foreigner. We've got ranking the albums of King Diamond on Sunday. George, Lemmy, and myself, we go from Foreigner to King Diamond. Last week we did Joni Mitchell. We got Gamma Ray coming up. We got Anthrax, all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, that's coming up the rest of this week. And then of course in the proxy on Tuesday, where we will be taking a look at another album war, album battle, however you like to call it. The debut albums from Peter Gabriel, Steve Hackett, Mike Rutherford, and Tony Banks. They'll all be going up to battle against each other. We'll be voting for our favorites, and that's happening on Tuesday. So till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. For Ken Golden, I am Pete Pardo. LaserCD.com is the website. Go check it out. Buy lots. Buy often.
Buy often.
And we'll see you next week here on the Professor's Picks. Till then, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.